Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today, guys, several things to discuss. We will go from Manchester United manager to Luis Enrique situation, and then Gunnar Solskjær, Marc Guéhi, Marcus Rashford, Mike Maignan. Let's jump into it together. And here we are, guys, as always, to keep you updated, as always, with all the latest, and let's start with managers, because we are about to enter into an important week. This week, Manchester United will make final decision on their interim manager till the end of the season, and then they will decide on permanent manager in the upcoming months, ahead of the summer, ahead of new season 2026-2027. So Manchester United are in the internal process to pick the new interim manager. Gunnar Solskjær is ready. Gunnar Solskjær is ready since last week, since Monday, when Man United almost 1 week ago decided to fire Ruben Amorim with immediate effect. And so in that moment, already on Monday afternoon, Gunnar Solskjær and those close to the manager made clear he was open to returning to Manchester United as caretaker manager, not caring about the money, not caring about the length of the contract and all this kind of stuff. Manchester United, pure love by Gunnar Solskjær. So he's ready. Michael Carrick also had a meeting with the club, so waiting for Manchester United to decide. Now, the club will make that in time for the Manchester derby. They want to make sure that for the Manchester derby, they make a final decision. Also, Darren Fletcher will try his very best to have an opportunity, but we know that now it's on Manchester United to make final decision. On managers, guys, I wanted to clarify something. The stories coming from the international press about Luis Enrique rejecting a new contract at Paris Saint-Germain, from what I heard, are not true. Paris Saint-Germain are in very good relationship with Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique is involved in everything. Luis Enrique, Luis Campos and Nasser Al-Khelaifi, all together, this trio, built an incredible team, reaching an incredible number of titles. With a very good level of players. They're all very happy together and they are building something to make something special happen again in 2026 after 2025. They've started winning the Super Cup. They are working on contracts with Dembélé, with Barcola. So Paris Saint-Germain are fully focused on their project, with Luis Enrique, with Luis Campos and with Nasser Al-Khelaifi working all together. Today, Luis Enrique in press conference also said sometimes it's full of fake news around Paris Saint-Germain just to create problems to the environment here in Paris. But that's not the reality. So, Luis Enrique keeps discussing with Paris Saint-Germain. The atmosphere is very good between them, and at the moment the situation is completely quiet with a full focus on present, because PSG really believe that they can still win many titles this season, and this will be the target. So, don't disturb PSG, because at this stage these stories are completely fake. Talking about players, guys, let me start with Mathys Tel, because Mathys Tel is obviously an important talent. He joined Tottenham almost 1 year ago. It was January 2025. Now, what's going to happen? Mathys Tel has one dream, to go to the World Cup with the French national team. And Mathys Tel wants to play on a regular basis, wants to feel important. So the message arriving from Mathys Tel to Tottenham Hotspur is, if I'm not playing here, I'm prepared to go. On loan, I'm prepared to go. So, at this stage, from Tottenham, the intention is still to keep the player and to make Mathys Tel one of the important players at the club for the second half of the season. But from player side, he will be following the situation very closely in the next days and weeks, because if he doesn't play, Mathys Tel, if he doesn't feel important in regular game time, Mathys Tel could consider an exit from Tottenham in the January transfer window on loan. I can tell you that there are several clubs eventually interested in several countries. Not only in England, also in Germany, where he already played at Bayern, and also in France for a potential return to the French Ligue 1. For example, Paris FC, which is not Paris Saint-Germain, is Paris FC. They are really ambitious on the market, and they would love to sign Mathys Tel on loan. But at this stage, from Tottenham, the message is quite clear. Still not giving a green light. So let's follow the situation, but at the moment, Tottenham want to keep the player. That's the story on Mathys Tel. Then, talking about French players, Mike Maignan, because the agreement between Mike Maignan and AC Milan on the structure of the new contract is done. So it's going to be 5 million euros net plus 2 in add-ons, 7 million euros total. The point now is to decide on the commission, so on agent side. This is the discussion, because don't forget that Mike Maignan is out of contract in the summer transfer window 2026. Chelsea wanted to sign him before the Club World Cup. They didn't find an agreement with AC Milan, the deal collapsed, and since that moment Chelsea left all the conversations with Mike Maignan. Now Milan are in very advanced talks, waiting for the commission's step to be decided, and then they will be more than happy to keep Mike Maignan at the club with a new contract. So work in progress, waiting for this final step. But obviously one to watch for Mike Maignan out of contract in 2026. And then two more things, guys. Today is Super Cup day in Saudi between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Deco, the director of Barcelona, first of all, confirmed that João Cancelo is joining the club. From next week, João Cancelo will be officially announced as new Barcelona player. But also Deco has met with Marcus Rashford camp. I told you in the past few days how on Marcus Rashford, Barcelona are telling the camp of the player that they want to keep Marcus beyond this season. They want to continue with Marcus. Let's see if they're going to be able to activate the 30 million buy option clause in the summer. It's not mandatory, it's Barcelona deciding. Let's see if on the technical and financial point of view they decide to proceed. It's not going to be decided now, but the intention of Barcelona is to continue with Rashford. This was the message to the player. I can also tell you that the intention of Rashford is to continue with Barcelona. Marcus would be more than happy to stay, and this was the message coming from Rashford and those close to him in his camp during the meeting they had also in Saudi with Barca director Deco. So Rashford wants to stay. Rashford wants to continue at Barcelona, and Barca wants Rashford to stay. Now it's going to be technical and financial. It's going to take some time. Barca will not communicate to Man United anything on the 30 million euros now. So it's not a January story. But it's an intention, and it's an important intention on both sides of the story. Then to finish, guys, many questions on Marc Guéhi, what's going to happen and what's happening with Marc Guéhi. I can tell you that on Marc Guéhi, the real intention of the player has always been to move in the summer on a free transfer, with Liverpool really pushing, with Arsenal calling because Arteta is a big fan. So with these two clubs insisting, Bayern also having some meetings for Guehi, but now Upamecano is expected to sign a new contract. Then Manchester City have been clear. They want to try. They want to make an important proposal, and they want to go strong for Marc Guéhi in this January window. So Man City will try also next week. If the player decides to accept, Man City are prepared to make an agreement with Crystal Palace. They don't see any problems on that. But it's on the player, and his plan has always been to move in the summer on a free. So let's see what happens, but the Marc Guéhi story remains absolutely alive. And so, guys, them your thoughts on all the stories from Mathys Tel to Marc Guéhi, and then Marcus Rashford, Mike Maignan, managers, Ole Gunnar Solskjær, what's your opinion, Carrick and all the rest for Man United, and then Luis Enrique and Paris Saint-Germain, your opinion, guys. Here in comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.